A Thousand Lee really originates from a lot of the 1990s action films, a lot of the work of Jin Yong with Legend of the Condor Heroes and Return of the Condor Heroes, Return in particular, um, and those wuxia stories that I really grew up loving, and that I that how do I explain it? They're very similar in some ways to the westerns, right? In the sense of the thematic components of the lone hero, but there are also very Asian Chinese concepts of duty and loyalty between family and sect and clan in there, and all that sections interspersed with some amazing martial arts and everything. So I've always loved that style of writing and martial arts and everything like that. And then about 2017, 2018, I was beginning to read a lot of lit RPG and Xianxia works coming out from China, the Chinese web novel explosion of web novel works with Xianxia works being one of the major aspects of it. And I enjoyed reading them, but some of them, a lot of them, in my view, lacked some of the heart that you see in Jin Yong's and Gulong, and all of his contemporaries' works, where it was very much there was a push and pull between loyalties, and there were thematic elements that were much bigger than the individual's journey to immortality, kind of thing. For me, I wanted to combine the two. I think a lot of writers write out of spite. We see something and we go, that not this is not this is missing, or this is not right. And so we go, I want to do this. I want to bring this that I believe or I love out. And so that's what I did with A Thousand Lee, is taking a lot of the modern Sensia web novel ideas and concepts, which are amazing, and infusing it for me with a lot of the thematic elements of Jin Yong's and the old wuxia works. Um, and that's how A Thousand Lee was kind of birthed. Wu Ying is obviously, as the protagonist, is probably one of my favorites. He's an interesting character because he's kind of making his way through and trying to study and learn about Taoism in his own way to immortality. So he's a lot of fun. Do Hei, his friend, and his best friend is the ex-monk, and the meat-loving ex-monk, as I describe him, is probably a fan favorite, and he is also my own. He's an interesting character to write, because in many ways he comes fully formed. Like doesn't have, he doesn't need to change a lot. He just needs to, shift slightly. But he's also, I think his compassion is probably his biggest, and strongest selling point. And then later on in the series, I introduced Li Yao for a bit, and I had fun writing her, because mostly she does a lot of double entendres, and no one can tell if she's actually doing it on purpose or she's just that innocent. And that's always fun to do. I guess Fourth Wall is the last one. That is the end of the series, 12 books long. However, Ace Books is reprinting the hardcovers of the first step and the first three books actually this year in 2026. And so those are coming out with bonus short stories that I've written featuring Fa Yuan in there, as well as new maps, dramatis persona, and areas like that. So that's really exciting for us to go and bring it to readers outside of ebooks and audiobooks, because we do have some print sales, but it is nowhere near to the same volume. So I'm actually really excited to see it in major bookstores and everything. Outside of that, I am releasing a new series set in the universe featuring many of the same characters with Celestial Cataclysms. And then it's Immortal Connections is the first book, and that's coming out in May. It's an epic fantasy. Basically, it's a ciencia epic fantasy. It is basically the characters that some of the characters, we add some more as well, that you see in A Thousand Li playing on a bigger stage. This is basic. It features the heavens, middle kingdoms, and the demonic realms. And it's going to be 9 books long. And the start of the story is a lot of it has to do with Wu Ying having dealing with being an immortal, and then his friends coming along eventually or not, and joining him up in there, and then the ramifications of some of the things that we've laid out in A Thousand Li coming out. There are pressures inside the entire kingdoms that and the various realms that have been increasing.